Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to go over the Chapter 8, Section 2 worksheet where we had to do numbers 1 through 22. So let's get started. The first problem, number 1, you had to distribute the a to both things. So I had to go in like that and like that. And so what you end up with is 4a squared plus 3a. Number 2 is very similar. You have to distribute the c. The only issue is it's a negative c. So when you have a negative c times 11c, you end up with negative 11c squared minus 4c, because the negative changes the sign on both things inside the parentheses. This x is going to distribute the same as the last two, so we get 2x squared minus 5x distributes. This 2y is going to distribute to both things. So we get 2y times y, which is 2y squared, minus 8y, because 2y times negative 4 is negative 8y. Number 5, the negative 3n has to distribute to both things. So we have negative 3n times n squared, which is negative 3n to the third. And then negative 3n times positive 2n is negative 6n to the second. This one is very similar to the last one, distributing the 4h. 4h times 3h is 12h to the second. And then 4h times negative 5 is negative 20h. Now, number 7, we have more distributive properties to do. You have to do it 3 times instead of 2. So you can see that 3x goes to all 3 terms. 3x times 5x squared is 15x to the third. 3x times negative x is negative 3x squared. And then 3x times 4 is 12x. 7c is going to get distributed to all 3 things. So 7c times 5 is 35c. 7c times negative 2c squared is negative 14c to the third. And 7c times c to the third is positive 7c to the fourth. This is going to get distributed to all 3 things just like that. I'm drawing arrows every time just so you guys see what I'm doing. It's not necessary, but if it helps you to make sure you remember to distribute it to everything, then go for it. So negative 4b times 1 is negative 4b. Then we have negative 4b times negative 9, which is positive 36b to the second. And then we have negative 4b times negative 2, which is positive 8b to the third. Moving on. 6y, 6y, 6y. So we get negative 30y minus 6y squared. And 6y times 4 is 24y to the third. This, distribute, distribute, distribute. We have 4m to the fourth. M squared times m squared. Remember, when you're multiplying variables with powers, the powers add. And then we have 2m times 3m, which is 6m to the third, because it's m squared and m to the first. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then 2m squared times negative 5 is negative 10m to the second. This is going to get distributed. So we have 6n to the fourth minus 9n to the third, and then minus 12n squared. That one was a little trickier. All right, we have a few more to go. Now we are going to simplify the expression. And that is going to involve distributing the w first. So we have 3w squared plus 2w. And then we still have that 5w along there. And now we need to recognize the like terms, which are those two that I just highlighted. And we're going to write 3w to the second plus 7w. Moving on to number 14. The f has to distribute to both of the things inside the parentheses, not all three things though, because this negative 2f is not inside. So f times 5f is 5f to the second. F times negative 3 is negative 3f. And then we still have this minus 2f. The like terms are the negative 3 and the negative 2f. So we have 5f to the second minus 5f. This negative p has to distribute. So negative p times 2p is negative 2p squared. Negative p times negative 8 is positive 8p. And then we have a minus 5p that's still there. These two are like terms. Those two have to be combined. So we have our negative 2p squared. 8 minus 5 is 3p. Moving on to number 16. You have to distribute the y to both things. So you have negative 4y squared plus 5y minus 6y squared. Please keep in mind, only the stuff inside the parentheses gets whatever's on the outside of the parentheses distributed to it. So in this case, the like terms are going to be the negative 4y squared and the negative 6y squared. So those two, negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10y squared plus 5y. That's your final answer for that one. Now the next one, the 2x needs to get distributed. So it's going to get distributed there and there. So we're going to have 6x to the third plus 8x minus 3x to the third. This and this are like terms. So 6x to the third minus 3x to the third is 3x to the third plus 8x. 4a gets distributed. And we have 20a to the third minus 16a plus 9a. The two like terms are this negative 16 and the positive 9, so the 20a to the third stays the same. Negative 16a plus 9a is negative 7a. The 4b distributes, but then this negative 2 has to distribute to all three things. This is a really tricky one. So let's start with the 4b. The 4b times negative 5b is negative 20b squared. And 4b times negative 3 is negative 12b. Then we have negative 2b squared. And negative 2 times negative 7b is positive 14b. And then we have the negative 2 times the negative 4, which is positive 8. Now we got to go through and take stock of all of our like terms. There's a b squared here and a b squared there. There's a b here and a b here. And then, of course, the 8's kind of off by itself. So negative 20b squared minus 2b squared is negative 22b squared. Negative 12b plus 14b is 2b. And then we have our plus 8. Now this 3m has to distribute. This negative 3 has to distribute to all three things. So we have, for this one, 9m to the second plus 18m. So that's distributing the 3m. Now the negative 3 in the second part has to distribute to everything. So it's negative 3m to the second minus 12m minus 3. Now going through, this and this are like terms. This and this are like terms, and then we have our minus 3 by itself. So we have 6m to the second, and then we have, so 9m squared minus 3m squared is 6m squared. 18m minus 12m is 6m, and then we have our minus 3. Okay, guys, two more. The next one, we have to distribute the t. So 1 there and 1 there. So we have 3t to the second minus 4t plus 7t. Just going to comes for the ride. And this one and this one are like terms. So 3t squared. Negative 4t plus 7t is 3t. Last one. That distributes. And that distributes. So 4n to the second times 3n is 12n to the third. 4n squared times negative 2 is negative 8n squared. 4n times n is 4n to the second. 4n times 1 is 4n. Now, like terms, we have a square and a square, and everything else is kind of off by itself. So we have 12n to the third, and then we have negative 8n squared plus 4n, which is negative 4n squared, and then plus 4n. And there's your final answer, guys. All right, take care.